Hello and welcome back to another one of Paul's beer reviews. Hope you're doing well. I've got a maple pale ale to review for you today. Bit weird. It's from Fierce Brewing up in Scotland, and yeah, it's simply called their Maple Pancake. Described as a pancake pale, coming in at 6.5% ABV. This is brand new in Sainsburys. Came out last week, and it was £3.50 a can, I do believe. So yeah, a maple pancake pale. It says, this pancake pale was made with vegan pancakes in the mash and Canadian maple syrup in the boil. Full-bodied, full-flavoured, yet really drinkable. Perfect for vegan breakfast or garnished with a cheeky slice of bacon. So he's inviting the vegans in and then scaring them off in the same sentence. I love that. Love that. Perfect with a vegan breakfast or garnished with a cheeky slice of bacon. They want vegans to drink it or not? I don't know. Fierce Brewing. I've had a few beers from these guys over the years. Based in Aberdeen. I get quite a lot of their beers in Beer 52 boxes. But then they are Scottish. So, what's it say? Contains cereal containing gluten, barley and wheat. And that's about all she says. It's a 6.5% ABV pancake pale. I've never had a pancake beer before, so I'm interested to see what comes out of this one. So yeah, we'll get this beer out of its can. I quite like the artwork on that one. You got your pancakes all over it, and the butter on the top of the pancakes is catching the light, so it gives quite a nice effect. Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely. So let's get this beer out. Let's see what it's all about. Oh, that's an interesting aroma. As I crack the can, I'm thinking to myself, I better get maple syrup. And I do. And do you know what? It smells like maple syrup on pancakes. That's very encouraging. And it looks like maple syrup, blimey. The colour of that. Give it an aggressive pour. Fierce, one of those breweries that are a bit hit or miss. I've had some good stuff from them. I've had some shocking stuff from them. Maple pancake, right? It's a bit of a gimmick, isn't it? It's a bit of a gimmicky beer. But if it works, it's a stroke of genius, right? It smells fantastic. That looks like maple syrup. That looks like thin maple syrup in a glass, and it's even got a little bit of head that's hanging about half a finger, 2/3 of a finger, of just off-white foamy head hanging at the top there. It's well carbonated. I don't know if you'll be able to make that out on the camera. Probably not. But it's got a beautiful kind of bronze colour to it. Reddy, auburn kind of colour to it. It looks like syrup. It looks like maple syrup. Yeah, good haze to it. You are seeing a little bit through that, but generally there's a light haze to it. It looks the part. It looks the part. Now let's skip me snouting and get a proper aroma through in the glass. I see how we're doing. Oh, tons of maple syrup. It smells like pancakes. How have they done that? I mean, it literally said vegan pancakes in the mash. I just wasn't expecting to get a pancake aroma. There's a lovely pancakey kind of bready, malty aroma and maple syrup. Just tons of maple syrup and pancakes. I'm intrigued now. I'm going to get stuck in. Cheers, everyone. Whoa. That's sweet. but it's maple syrup. Is it pancakes though? Am I getting pancake on the flavour? Not yet. Not yet. Really, really sweet maple syrup up front. And it's really hanging around, that maple syrup as well. Really light on the carbonation. Light on the body. Oh, man. I really don't know what to make of this now. I'm getting maple syrup and not a lot else, if I'm honest. The aroma's lovely. I could sit here and smell that all day. That is a delicious aroma. So up front, the maple syrup doesn't come in straight away. There is a slight maltiness to it, but it's not reminiscent of pancakes. It doesn't taste like pancakes. It doesn't taste of a lot, to be honest. It's not until that maple syrup comes in and then you're like, oh yeah, there's the maple syrup. Oh God, it's very one-dimensional. It's very one-dimensional. I wanted this to be outstanding. The aroma is outstanding. That smells like maple syrup on pancakes. It really does. Light carbonation, light body. There's a touch of vanilla. A touch of vanilla and a touch of a subtle bready malt. It's just thin on the malts. And then it's all maple syrup. It's not actually as sweet as I thought it was going to be. When I first took that first mouthful, I was greeted with maple syrup and I thought, whoa, I'm not sure if this is going to be the sort of beer I can finish. Normally I don't go for sweet beers. I can't get on with them. I do a few mouthfuls and I have to give up. I've done some stouts, sweet flavoured stouts that I can't get on with. This isn't that sweet. So in that sense, it's quite drinkable. Yeah, do you know what? That is a word I will use to describe this beer. It's very drinkable. There's just not a lot going on with it. It's a touch of something herbal coming now. That's greeting me when I first take a swig. Something slightly herbal, almost minty. Slightly vanilla-y sort of bready touch, and then maple syrup. And this is the second beer I've reviewed today that has no finish to it. There's no hoppy character to it. It doesn't say enough about the beer either. It doesn't say what it's actually been hopped with. They just say that there was vegan pancakes in the mash and maple syrup in the boil, okay? A touch of malt. But no mention of any hops. I mean, there's nothing, there's no sediment or anything there. Touch of haze. I'm trying with it, I really am. I'm trying with it. It's not a bad beer. In fact, it's actually quite tasty. But it's just a maple syrup. It's a maple syrup beer. I'm not getting the pancake. I'm not getting the pancake flavour. There's a very, very subtle bready malt character to it, but it's not enough to resemble pancake with maple syrup. I'm just getting maple syrup. It's too thin. It's too thin. It's too light. There's no finish to it whatsoever. It's just lots of maple syrup. I think maple syrup should be used. Let me grab it. I had a beer before. It was a stout. It was an imperial stout. And it was from Founders. It was their CBS. This was a chocolate and coffee stout, and it had been aged in barrels that had formerly contained maple syrup and then formerly contained bourbon. That worked. The maple syrup worked really well with the stout style. I'm not sure maple syrup works particularly well in a pale or something like this. So if you like maple syrup, buy this beer. Try it. Let me know what you think. I'm just not getting the pancake from it. They literally could have called this just a maple pale rather than a maple pancake pale. For me, I'm just not getting enough in the way of pancakes. You might think completely differently. I'm intrigued by this beer because the aroma is delicious. It's delicious, but the flavour is just very one-dimensional. It's slightly thin. It's a little bit flat. It's a little bit lacking. And I'm gutted because, the aroma is so good. I don't want to slag it off because it's tasty, it's drinkable, but it's not a maple pale. It's not a maple pancake pale. It's simply a maple pale for me. Would I buy it again? No. Would I drink it again? Possibly. I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10 for what it's worth. 6.5 out of 10. That's in Sainsburys. That is one that's going to divide opinion, that one, for me. Very interesting idea, but I just don't think that maple works with a pale. I think it works with darker beers. I think it adds a bit of depth when it's got some roasted malt character to it. There's not enough malt with this beer to make it work. But you might love it. I'd be intrigued to know what you think. So please leave your comments below if you tried this one. In Sainsbury's, £3, £3.50. Can't remember exactly now, but I think it was £3.50 tops. In Sainsbury's now. Go check it out. From Fierce. Be intrigued to know what you think of that one. I hope you've enjoyed this review. Give it a thumbs up if you have. Until my next one, you take care.